Has there been any tech trend, good or otherwise, from the different vendors that surprised you this year?
I didn't expect behind the motherboard, hidden connectors to get so much attention. It feels like the kind of thing we could have done forever ago and didn't. So
Did do.
I just
Not the PC community, but like connectors on the back of the motherboard is not a new thing.
no, not
It's
at
just
all.
a new thing to like
In gaming
us.
PCs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm I don't know if I'm excited for it. Like, we definitely need to see some new case designs to really get the most out of it. But I'm not excited for it. It definitely it surprised me. I think it's pretty cool. Okay, another tech trend. I am amazed by the number of companies getting into like sim racing tech. Cooler Master showed off a chair.
That has been weird, hasn't it?
EK showed off this entire $25,000 kit.
That was very surprising.
EK of all.
I kept asking people, like, you're sure it was EK? It wasn't like someone else?
How many people are buying like multi-access?
I know there's absolutely a community for it, but like
setups.
You'd think it would support like 2 brands total or something.
Yeah.
Not the amount that are in it.
Like, it's one of those things where, like, I know what tooling costs.
Yeah.
It costs a lot. You got to be selling like thousands of something to make it make sense to manufacture it. Well, sort of, depending on the price.
Gibram in Floatplane Chat said it really took off with the pandemic. So I agree, especially like F1 and stuff, sim racing at home. Like the actual professional drivers were doing it on stream and stuff.
Oh my God, who is spending that kind of money on this sort of thing?
Also, it's sort of over. And we're already seeing consumer trends setting back to what they were before.
I don't know. I just don't get it. Like I'm thinking about the amount of money I would have to be earning to spend $25,000 on a toy.
And part of it, because you're going to end up investing more, or spending, I should be saying, you're going to end up spending more for sure, because that's like where you start, right?
Yeah, and no, the pro drivers are not buying some kit from EK or some chair from Cooler Master. Like,
crazy stuff.
Yeah, they are getting some consultant to come in and build them like a very custom like D-box setup or whatever else, right?
Yeah.
People are like, it's a hobby. Like, sure.
What an insane hobby.
It takes up so much space though. Like, wow. And yes, I know they start at much lower prices for DIY kits. It's one of those things. It's like an Alienware laptop. In theory, these things exist, or in theory, people are buying them. Otherwise, they wouldn't exist.
You never see them.
But I've never seen one.
Yeah.
And I have seen an Alienware laptop now. I'm talking more like back when I was working at NCIX 10 years ago. Alienware had $5,000, $6,000 laptops back then, and they were obviously, even the desktops. I would look at it and I'd go, Alienware is a brand of computers, obviously, otherwise they wouldn't have a website, but I've never seen one. I've never seen an actual gamer gaming on one of these. And so it's the same thing. Like these sim setups, it's the kind of thing we build for spectacle, or like Deadmau5 had one. But how many Deadmau5s are there in the world? People with the means, the space, and the passion for gaming. There just can't be that many.
Shraff in Floatplane Chat says, in all caps, it's cheaper than actually hobby racing IRL. It's like, okay.
Well, I wouldn't do that either. That sounds really expensive.
Exactly.
Time consuming. I you know what? This is one of those things where I think I just have to acknowledge that as not a car enthusiast, I will never be able to put myself into the headspace of a car enthusiast. I know for a fact that Jake has relatively limited space compared to someone like Deadmau5.
Yeah.
And he still feels it's a high enough priority to have a sim racing setup in his computer room.
Yes.
Same for Ed. We saw this in their extreme tech upgrades. So clearly it's a thing. But like
$25,000 EK rig?
Yeah, that seems outlandish.